everyone, welcome back to Obsessive Prepper AZ. Today we are going to do a review on a few flashlights. Got my husband here, James, with me. If you haven't met him, this is James. I'm telling you right off the biscuit, I can tell you everything about food storage, solar sun ovens. I can tell you every rank in the military. I cannot tell you anything about a flashlight. My knowledge of flashlights is
on and off.
On and off. I'm going to step out because you don't need to see me. He's going to show you a few neat lights.
Alrighty, so the review is going to be specifically on Olight's Warrior Mini 2 flashlight. And how this whole situation came to be was a couple of weeks ago, my wife got an email from Olight asking her to do a review on one of their lights, in particular the Baton Mini that they had just come out with. And I had been just recently researching Olight, and I knew a couple of buddies that had them, but I've always been a Surefire guy, and I was interested in them, but I was kind of on the fence about spending the money. I've always used Surefire, and just I know that they're tried and true. And again, I knew a couple of guys that had carried some of these Olights, in particular their weapon lights, and I was curious what all the hype was, and I wanted to learn about them. So my wife said, well, look through their stuff, and per this email that we'd received from Olight, we don't get any financial money or any money transaction or anything from this. They simply donated the flashlights and asked to give us an honest review. So I watched a lot of other videos on Olight, and there are videos out there that are going to give you the down and dirty nitty-gritty of flashlight specifics. I mean, some guys are happy if it's a flashlight and it's affordable and it works and it's durable, they're good. The next guy wants to know how many millimeters the casing is and, how many yards the beam will throw and stuff like that. And that's kind of beyond my scope. Not that I don't know those things, I just don't care. I mean, I'm the average guy now, and I just want a flashlight that's going to work for me. This is the packaging for Olight's Warrior Mini 2 flashlight. And one of the other reviews that I had watched said something that was literally the first words out of my mouth, and my wife can attest to it. I saw the packaging and I thought, that's kind of cruddy packaging. I'll be honest. They could do a lot better job marketing. But you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But that was somebody else's first thing out of the box was the packaging looks very plain and bland. But I got past that, and it's actually a really cool little light, and I'm going to talk about it here in a second. So when you get your mini flashlight, you'll notice it's got a pocket clip, and it has a little ring thing here. This ring deal, they give you an extra little, like a carabiner, if you will, that you can put through that ring and clip it on. They give you a little lanyard that it comes with. First thing I did was got rid of this ring, and it pops off. Now, one of the cool features are that the clip can also be flipped, because I don't really carry my light in my pocket like that. I prefer it to be the opposite direction. So I'm going to get this all dialed in the way that I use it, and there. Now it's a perfect little light for me. Now, I do carry a flashlight every day. I carry it at work, I carry it when I'm off work. I've just always been a light fan. They're an everyday carry item, especially if you carry a firearm. I think you should always have a light to be able to light up a situation. You could be in a building, power goes out, whatever the case may be. My wife and I went to Jamaica 10 years ago, and the power was out at our resort for probably, 5-6 hours, and I was like the only person there that had a flashlight. And so we were able to go on about our night and walk around and have fun, but it does happen, even in modern cities. You never know when the power's going to go out. So, delving into the Warrior Mini 2 flashlight. Perfect size. Yes, I like the size. It is awesome. Another awesome feature is the charging cord that they have for it. It is a USB port. Plug it into any USB device. Magnetically connects to there, and there would be a red light or a green light depending on whether it's charged or needs to be charged still. Very awesome. First time I'd ever seen this particular type of charging system, and it's pretty cool. As far as the battery supply in this Olight, it uses, they do sell them non-rechargeable with the 123s, but this is the 18650 rechargeable battery. If you're familiar with some of these high-end flashlights, Surefire has their own, very similar. So that's rechargeable. I've read great reviews that it lasts a long time. As far as runtime on this light, I've not ran it out yet. I use a flashlight on and off throughout the night at work. I'd have to say probably a good hour to 2 hours, and I've never even noticed any drop in battery supply. Fully charged, this light's going to throw out 1750 lums, which is a huge, huge light. It is brighter than anything I need. I do have a couple of flashlights that are 3,000 and insane lums. We got into lights years ago when we were in the surplus business. Again, I've always been a Surefire guy, but we started carrying Phoenix lights and things like that when they first came out. And so that's kind of where I started getting into the technical business on lights and discovering what was what. This light has 2 different on and off switches. There's an on and off switch on the back here, which is that, and then there's an on and off switch on the front. Now, there's also a bunch of different functions with this. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, how I feel about all the little functions. I like the fact that I can turn it on and off. The bezel does have little grooves in the bezel, maybe kind of hard to see, but there are little grooves there. I saw one of the other videos, and the guy did a great job. I mean, loved the video. He dropped this light, numerous times, would throw it up in the air and watch it break, or try to break it, and it didn't break. He ran it over with a car. That's great. I'm not going to go there. I mean, if I drop my light, do I expect it to still work? Yeah, I hope it still works. But I'm not going to go out and intentionally throw my crap on the ground and beat it up. It's just not who I am. But they said with these bezels, you could use it as a striking device. Yeah, I guess you could. In my opinion, if you're, I don't know how you would say it correctly, but if, SHIT hit the fan, anything's a weapon. I'm going to use a pencil as a weapon if I have to. Striking with this, that means things have gone really bad. That means I'm out of ammo. It's just a bad situation. So yeah, I guess you could. I don't really see that that's going to be a primary selling factor. One thing that the light does that I've not seen before is when it's on bright, whether it's at you or wherever it is, watch what happens when my hand gets close to it. See how that dimmed? That's kind of a cool feature. At first I thought, this is kind of dumb. I don't get it. Why would it do that? But then I was thinking about it. If you were going through a house, clearing a house or something like that, and you came up on a mirror, that's going to shine right back into your face. It hits that, and it kind of dulls the light. So there are some times where I think that would be really handy. And overall, it throws 1,750 lums a long ways. It's a bright light. It does get hot. Abnormally hot, I will say. And I did read that they had a recall on these like a month ago, 2 months ago, from the reviews I'm reading, where they had some issues with this light. But when you get right down to it, it does get hot. You can feel it. Now, Surefires get hot as well, so I don't think that that's anything to worry about. They had some kind of a recall. I didn't read too heavy into it. Overall, I like the light. I like the ease of charging it. I like where the clip's at. I like how it fits into my pocket. It's a great size. It's hefty. They claim that it's waterproof. Like some of the other reviews, the guy was putting it on a rope and it was swimming in his pool and it worked just fine. So I'm happy with that. That means if it's raining hard or I happen to fall into a pool, it's going to work. I don't need to go out and put it in my pool and do a review to show you about the outcome of that's going to be. Like the clip, like the light. Some of the features, it really has a lot of features. This button on the top here, it can go down to what they call Moonlight, if I can get it there. Oops. That is Moonlight. You can barely see it. And so if you needed to be in an environment where you didn't want to give away your position or something like that, and low light was important to you, or perhaps you're in a vehicle with other people and you want to read something, a map or something like that, that's where that low light feature comes in really handy. It has a lot of features, and I don't know them all. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It drove me nuts, to be honest with you. And they're just not important to me. It has a lockout feature. The lockout feature, you can read the instructions. It tells you to tap and blah, 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 and then the light's not going to work in your pocket. I've carried this thing for over a week and a half at work, in my pocket, with other things in my pocket. It's never come on once. That's just not a worry. I'm not the guy that's going to sit there and drool over some lockout feature. It may be great for you. It's just not something. It's a great light. It's bright as heck. The charge lasts, and it's at an affordable price. Now, my understanding is Olight's going to give 10% off. There'll be a link in the description below. One of the other lights that I'm going to talk about in a separate video is a weapon light that they have as well. We have to do that in 2 different videos because of it being a weapon light. It'll throw the algorithms off if we start talking about weapons and pew-pews and all that kind of stuff. But overall, for the price point, you can look online, Olight's site. There's some other distributors out there that are selling this. I'm not going to quote prices because they're across the spectrum. Depends on what dealer got it for what, really. I mean, and we were in the business for years, and I understand that. Great light, great product. I'm impressed with it. I would recommend it, and I would buy this with my own money.
I gotta sneak in. One of the best features that he likes when he goes to work and uses that light, what do you do?
So yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going again.
Okay, she brought up a good point. That's where she comes in handy. So this, I told you, was magnet, right? It's actually a very strong magnet. And the other night, since I sold my business, I'm working for a local company, and we haul groceries. And so I have an electric pallet jack, and we have to unload every trailer as we deliver to the stores. And we have a few stores that don't have any docks, so I've got to maneuver around inside with the jack and bring it to the back, and the forklift offloads it. Well, when there's no lights in the trailer, I would usually wear a headlamp. And that's all fine and dandy, but we've been hitting those 90-degree temperatures, 95-degree temperatures, and the headlight, sweaty and nasty at work. It's just a pain in the butt. So the other night I climbed in and I had this light, and I wonder if that'll stay on my jack. That thing mounted perfectly onto the arm of my jack, and I was able to move that jack all around in there, and it was just great. So I thought about it. I'm like, man, if you were a mechanic, you know, underneath the car, up in the engine block, wherever, a lot of good uses. It's a pretty powerful magnet. And I don't know if that was intended for that or if it's just for the charging point.
Will it do it on the toolbox?
Yeah, let's see.
Come over. Yeah.
Yep, so there it is. I don't know if you can see it, but, and what I did, well, it'll go right up here. Look at that. If I wanted to angle it down, this is, angle's perfect. So it works great. Now I'm blind, I can't see anything. Really impressed with this thing. And again, I started to judge it based on the packaging. I thought, that's kind of bland packaging. But then again, if you think about it, if a company's putting their money into their product, who really cares what their packaging looks like? So shame on me for that. Comes with that little lanyard. I will never use this. Little carabiner, it says not for climbing, in case you decided to repel from this thing. I'm kidding, by the way. I'll never use that. The little clip that comes with it, I'll never use. But I will use it exactly like this. I'm going to continue using it every day. I'm going to take it to work. I'm going to use it. I carry it in my pocket when I'm off work. And I'm actually really impressed. It comes in the black. It comes in a tan or a flat dark earth color. And then I believe there's also a silver color out there. But I love the black. The second choice would have been the tan for me. Love the fact that it's rechargeable. And it does have different brightness levels. I guess I should have done that to begin with, but you can go through and it goes like, it has 5 different brightness levels, but when you turn it on from behind, it's the 1750 lums, which is the max power, which is really all I'm ever going to want it for. In that switch that I was talking about, it does have an indicator. When it comes on, I don't know if you can see it, but it's green. That means it's fully charged. As it starts dropping down in charge, it'll go yellow and then ultimately red. And there it is, the green indicator. That's almost like the magic of television there. After that hand just grabbed it and drug it to you. So thank you again, Olight. Great product. I'm happy with this. Also, for those of you out there, there's going to be a description code in the bottom with a discount code rather for Olight if you're interested in purchasing one. They have a whole line of lights. They're good quality light. They really have come a long way in a few years. Great product, huge variety. There's a lot more lights I'd like to check out. Again, we're going to show that weapon light in the next video that we're going to do here in just a moment. So check that out if you're interested in weapon mounted lights.
Now, something I like as a prepper, I just did a review on a solar panel. And I like the fact that you can plug it, because I'm always about SHTF situation. And with these lights being rechargeable, you can put out the solar panel, you can plug it in, and you always have some kind of light. So I really like that part about it.
Yeah, the fact that it's rechargeable. She has these little portable power unit stations that she did a video on, and they can be recharged via solar. And so that is a good point that it's able to continuously be recharged as long as you have that power supply. I'm impressed with the battery life. Couldn't tell you exactly what it is, but you know, it works. It works well. Great product. I'm again interested in checking out more from Olight. Very happy with these first products.
And you have so look for part 2 on the weapons light. Like he said, we've got to do it in 2 separate videos because YouTube is just really funky.
Anti everything we love.
Well,
we'll see you next time.
if you like the video, please subscribe, and if you want to be notified for future videos, ring the bell.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Obsessive Preparation. What?
Sorry, my face was fucked up. All right, let's go.